How about a magic trick? What's happening, my fellow geeks and geekettes? Welcome to a brand new episode of Cosplay Chris, and today it is a collectible review. This one has been 2 years in the making. I kid you not, I have been waiting 2 years for this fucker. I paid for him in July of 2017, and it's taken this long for him to get to me now. So yes, today we are going to be unboxing, reviewing, going over the quarter scale Hot Toys Heath Ledger Joker from The Dark Knight. Now let me just backtrack to 2008. 2008 was an amazing year because that is when one of my most favorite films ever came to cinema. I actually have two favorite films. It's The Dark Knight and the first Nightmare on Elm Street for 1984. I will seriously never forget the first time Heath Ledger came into that shot with all the mob bosses, did his pencil trick. I knew we were in for a treat. So this is my tribute to Heath Ledger. You know, I'm beyond proud that a fellow Australian went on to portray one of the best movie villains in film history, in comic book history, and absolutely killed it. So without further ado, we're going to be going over the box art, the accessories, and then the final figure with the head sculpt, the tailoring, give it a final score out of 5 geeks. So with that being said, let's get to it. It's been 2 years. Okay, first things first, let's get started with the box art. And much like my old quarter scale Christian Bale Dark Knight Rises figure, the box art is completely and utterly on point and themed. So we have this beautiful visual representation of the head sculpt. Sideshow exclusive, which means we have that extra head sculpt with half the makeup smeared off, revealing Heath Ledger's beautiful face. We then have one quarter scale collectible QS010. We turn around here exactly like the quarter scale figures that Hot Toys releases. We have this panel here that slots out like so, and exactly the same on the other side. Now we turn around here and we have the credits for all the amazing people that helped bring this figure together. Cast and crew, production design, we have body sculptors, 3D designers, costume production design, and then we have all the legal, boring mumbo jumbo. Actually, if you guys notice there, I love that on the barcode. It's like been ripped away, but it's in the form of a Joker smile. Very nice. That's what I like about Hot Toys. They have those nice little touches on their box art. So, like I said, the panels flip out like so, and then you can push out the bulk of the box. So before I do that, I'm gonna get rid of the Lazy Susan, slip it on out, and then see what's hiding under this sleeve panel. Okay, so this is what is hiding under the first sleeve panel. We have the Joker, quarter scale. There's some text here. Do you wanna know why I use a knife? Guns are too quick? Ha ha ha. Brilliant. Again, just love the fan service. Love the fact that the pattern here is actually the pattern on his socks. So of course, slip that away like so. And then the piece de resistance. There he is. There's my boy. Oh, okay. Absolutely looks beautiful so far. So before I get to the actual figure, let's lay all the accessories out and go through them. All right, the first round of accessories, geeks and geekettes, we have 2 rounds to get through because there are just way too many accessories to put out on the table here. So first things first, let's start with all the hand sculpts here. We have an array of hand sculpts, mostly gloved for that part, but we also do have ungloved hands, and quite frankly, the detailing on them is pretty spot on. There's even little veins here and there on the ungloved hands. So obviously these are for different poses. I'm guessing this one is for either picking your nose or for the grenade sequence where he's got the grenades in his coat. I don't know. Probably the pick and nose part. This one looks like he's rocking out to Black Sabbath, having a good old time. We also have our instructions here, and we have the base. Now, you know how I feel about my bases, geeks and geekettes. They've got to be very dynamic and detailed, and whilst this is still an amazing looking base, I just feel I'm really going to have to do the rounds with customizing this figure, as well as other people customizing this figure. And don't get me wrong, it is beautiful. It does have this kind of marble sheen on it with the Bat logo and his smile and all the ha-ha-has. Why so serious? Ha ha ha. And then you have the Dark Knight, the Joker. So yeah, look, the base is fine, but I would like something like a road, like he's on the road of Gotham. something like that to put him in a display case. So let's get to the exclusive head sculpt. I can tell already that I'm going to prefer this head sculpt to the head sculpt that is on the figure at the moment, and that is because it is a lot more detailed and a lot more faithful to Heath's makeup. Just the smearing application, even though it's pretty much all smeared off around here and showing his beautiful face. So there's a nice close look at it. The eyes are beautiful. I mean, look at the glossiness and the realism of those eyes. That's a pretty decent profile of Heath, if I may say so myself. You know, the sculpting is definitely on point. I just feel like the paint job is slightly lacking, but not really with this one. It is nicely detailed. There's an even closer look at the profile with the makeup, and then with the makeup smeared off. So I probably will be sending away the regular head sculpt to get customized. And I know a lot of people are thinking, why don't you do it yourself and do a custom collectible? Well, custom collectibles are toys you get from Big W and Target and Kmart, not from Hot Toys and you pay hundreds of dollars for. I'd rather have a professional have a crack at it, especially for the hair. They do the rooted hair and it just looks absolutely brilliant. So that is the first round of accessories. Let's move on to the second round and then the figure itself. Okay, the second and last round of accessories, and look at this. First of all, 5 geeks out of 5 for the accessories. I mean, Hot Toys have really upped the ante in this case. So let's start off with his clown mask from the prologue of The Dark Knight, the bank robbery scene. So it is actually a flexible rubber. Kind of feels like urethane, but they definitely wouldn't use urethane for that. And the detail on it is pretty damn spot on, pretty legit. I approve of this weathering on the mask. There is an array of guns here. We have these 2 pistols, we have the shotgun, we have the machine gun. We also have the knives that you can insert in the front of his shoe that he flicks out when he's fighting Batman. We also have the detonator from the fairies at the end of the film. We have the pencil. I gotta get this thing out. This thing, my God. Let's hope the camera picks this up. Look at that. You also get a pencil. How about a magic trick? We also have his pocket flick knife. We have the pole that he beats Bale to a pulp with at the end of the film with the Rottweilers. We've got a lot of cash, some Joker cards, and of course, the grenades. I am still contemplating how I want to have the final pose for this guy, but for the video, it will just be a very basic pose, and I will do some futzing to make it look as legit as possible. But for the most part, accessories, 5 geeks out of 5. Like, just Hot Toys just went bananas this time around. Actually, let's get the shotgun out. Yeah, oi, that's crazy. That's frighteningly legit. Of course, this is the gun that he uses when he's playing chicken with Batman on the streets of Gotham. Look at that. It's actually got a spring. You can take the clip out, it's got little bullets in it. This is crazy. Okay, with that being said, it's time to get the main figure out of the box. I'm gonna set him up on the original base that came with the figure. We're gonna go over all the clothing, the tailoring, the final head sculpt, and I'll give him a score out of 5 geeks. Alright, geeks and geekettes, here is the base figure in all its glory, and my first initial thoughts, I'm pretty blown away with it. I think it is a beautiful figure, definitely worth the price tag as well as with the accessories. Now, let's talk about the tailoring. I mean, there's not much to say, it's just absolutely beautiful. I mean, look at the insides there. Just everything, all the detail, the attention to detail is phenomenal. They've even got the missing button on his vest here. Now, there is going to be a bit of futzing. Now, if you don't know what futzing means, it just means fiddling with a figure until you kind of reach that happy medium. That looks great, but I do love that look when the coat is kind of to his side like that. He looks more like a gunslinger, and I just think that looks brilliant. I mean, even the shoes are a type of felt. I mean, they're not plastic. They're actually sort of like a suede kind of felt, and you can see the little slots there. That's where you can insert those blades of his flick knives coming out of his shoe. You can see all the detail on his tie, the pattern on his button-up shirt, just Everything is on point. I probably will actually go in and do some dusting effects on the seams of the coat, because there is quite a bit of substantial weathering going on Heath's screen use coats, where it was kind of powdered and dusted as if he's wiped his clown makeup on parts of his coat. Now let's get to the head sculpt. Now I definitely was right about preferring the exclusive head sculpt over this one. And don't get me wrong, the paint application on this is quite striking, and I must say I actually do feel like I've got one that isn't the run to the litter. I feel this head sculpt is much more of a step up than the ones that I've seen online of customers already receiving their head sculpts. Nonetheless, I do want to have this customized. I just feel like it's going to bring this figure up another level in terms of accuracy and just awesomeness. Actually, while we're at it, let's throw the exclusive head sculpt on the body. And there you go, the exclusive head sculpt with half of the makeup smeared off on the regular body. You know what? I really am digging this head sculpt paint application now. But like I said, we gotta have this bad boy customized, especially with the rooted hair. It just looks so damn badass. I just think, you know, sculpted hair sometimes works, but I think in terms of a Heath Ledger Joker, because Heath's hair, you know, was a character in itself in The Dark Knight, it definitely brought a new level to the character, and that's why I think just to have actual posable hair will be amazing. I mean, look at that intense stare. That's horrifying, man. And there you have it, Geeks and Geekettes, the 1/4 scale Hot Toys Heath Ledger Joker figure from The Dark Knight. I'm absolutely blown away by this figure. You know, usually you think with my views on the paint application and some pieces here and there that it's going to bring it down a few notches, but it seriously isn't. I'm totally blown away by the tailoring, the accessories, the head sculpt. Anything that I am nitpicking or have a problem with is totally fixable. So with that being said, I'm going to be giving this amazing piece and its accessories and the box and everything 5 geeks out of 5. I know it's a very basic pose at the moment, but I have got a lot of posing and fiddling to do with this guy just to get him just right. Guys, thank you so much as always for watching. Oz Comic Con is coming up pretty quickly here in Sydney. It's in a few weeks' time. Hopefully I will have some cosplay updates for you before then in terms of Superman and my other plans for the rest of the con. Guys, wherever you are in the world, have yourselves a cracker of a day. I hope you're well, hope you're happy, be merry, be silly, and until next time, geeks, please always remember, cosplayers do it best.